Hey everyone, this is, we got here, Behind the Wheel, second episode. I am here today, let me turn this music off, still learning the ins and outs of this thing here, but I am here today with a good friend of mine, Miss Libby, and Libby is going to help me talk about some things that have been really on my heart lately. And then I was driving my semi, driving down like in Louisville, right? And uh, Anti-Hero pops up by Taylor Swift. And I don't know if you've heard that song or not, but man, she drops some knowledge. Libby, have you heard that song? Yeah,
Well, I
so
didn't hear it until today, but I looked it up today and listened to it, and I really liked it.
yeah, me too, and I remember the very first time that I heard that song, I think I was like a year into recovery. And I was just like, yo, she is like nailing it. I am the problem. It's me. Hi. And it's so true. Right. And it took a long time for me to recognize that I'm the problem. I had to hit rock bottom first. And man,
Yeah.
rock bottom. Ooh, rock bottom for me. Before I hit rock bottom, I was in huge denial. I had the biggest chip on my shoulder there ever could be. I was the victim and I was blaming everybody. It was everyone's fault. It wasn't mine. And then guess what? I hit rock bottom real hard. And I literally did not know what to do with myself. I didn't even want to live, and it was real rough. And thank goodness I got help, because where I got help, I learned about self-reflection. I learned about taking accountability. I learned about I'm the freaking problem. And once I learned doing all that, I was able to make amends, and my life started getting a lot better. I learned a little bit more even about acceptance, and that's something else we can talk about too. Um, so I'll give you a little story here. Um, Pretty much growing up, I mean, I love my mom and dad. They weren't perfect. And now, because I've healed, done the healing work, done therapy, really worked with a sponsor and stuff in a different program, I didn't understand it before, but like I understand now that they're just people, right? They made mistakes. They did the best that they could. But before I hit rock bottom, I blamed it on them. It was their fault. Everything. My trauma, my life. I felt like I had to be perfect. It was all their fault all the time. And so everyone around me that I ever interacted with, I, kind of project on them. And I always thought I was perfect or was trying to be perfect. Never really self-reflected. Like I said, I was in huge denial. Um, I would take accountability here and there, but not to the extent that I do today. Um, And it's just really crazy. My life went to shit. And I had to ask myself, why is my life going to shit? What's why? What's really happening? I surely found out that it was me. My life was going to hell because I was lying, I was manipulating, I was taking advantage of other people. I was using a lot of drugs and alcohol. I would lie to my mom and dad to give me money and stuff like that. And I just wasn't happy with myself. That's why I manipulated and hurt people. And I don't know, things really changed when I went to recovery. Like I said, I had to hit that rock bottom first. But when I went into recovery and really started working with other alcoholics and addicts, and then I started doing a daily inventory, I started really just working on myself and realizing, damn, I am selfish. Whew, that was real tough. I don't think anyone really likes to admit that they're the problem. I don't think anyone ever likes to admit that they're selfish. Um, it's a lot easier, right, to be like, hey, yeah, it's their fault. They're the horrible person. I'm the victim here. Let me just go ahead and just hide behind that shield of victimhood, right? And it was just a lot easier, but that really didn't get me anywhere. If anything, it pushed a lot of people away, and I wasn't happy. I was going downhill fast. So thank God things changed. Thank God. Oh my gosh. Thank you, higher power, universe, whatever the hell you want to call yourself up there. I'm just really happy that I made that decision to see and look within, because that's where the answers were for me. I had to look within, and then I found out that I could fix my messy life. I could fix that rock bottom. I alone could literally crawl out. Well, actually, not alone. I had to have the help of, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was the problem. What do you think about that, Libby?
I too am the problem. In every situation, I do indeed in almost every situation, I do indeed set the ball rolling. But you know, I hit rock bottom several times during my life because I'm a little bit older than you.
I would
So,
never have guessed.
well, I am, and I've hit, excuse me, several rock bottoms, and I had to like take a look and say, well, what's the common denominator? Me. And I think we're all in here. We're all selfish to a degree because that's survival. Part of survival is being a little bit selfish because it's about survival. But
Mm,
beyond that, I take selfishness to an entirely different level.
mm,
And I've I've done, a lot of self-reflection since I'm going to say about 5 years. I've been doing self-reflection on a regular. And it's pretty much the same thing over and over. It's the same problems, it's the same issues. But accountability, you know, throughout recovery, the process, taking accountability, admitting where I've been wrong, and trying to make right any harm that I've caused. And then continuing to do that over and over again every day. Um, it's not an easy way to live, but I'll tell you, it's a much more peaceful, content way to live. And like that song was really great because she just pretty much summed it up perfectly. And I didn't know that she had some experience in that world, but you know there's a lot of ways to do self-reflection, but I need to get to the real problems, because if I don't get to the root of it, then that problem might take me out. So
mm.
self-reflection is for me. So, but I think this song goes along perfectly with it. And
Right.
um like I think everybody has problems. Everybody has issues with other people. And I think a lot of people go through life committing harm. I'm grateful that I was in a situation where I had to get help too. And the people that I asked for help took me on a spiritual path of enlightenment
Mm.
to help me. So that's what I.
That's beautiful, Libya. I love the fact that you said that you had to ask for help. And I know that's really hard. At least for me, I know it was really hard, and I really needed help. I mean, when my life was real, like it was bad, right? I kept trying to take my life, and my friends like kept taking me to what they call Tuckers. I'm sure that you're aware of it, maybe. I don't know, but it's like a psych ward or mental health place out in Richmond. And I'm so grateful that my friends did that because I wouldn't be here. Like, I would not be here today. Man, I just was so unhappy with myself, and it had to do with a lot like of traumas and like the stuff that I was not looking at. I wasn't I was not looking at my life. Instead, I was running because I was in survival mode all the time, right? And I was either fighting or flighting. And that's just not a way to live. And I mean, there's so many people out there in this world today that are still doing that. And like, I don't think that they're conscious of their own actions. But then they ask themselves, why is my life going to shit? I don't know. Why do people keep leaving me? Why do things happen? And then I'm almost like, I kind of just want to grab them and shake them and be like, look within. Listen to Taylor Swift. I'm the problem. Yes, there are things that happen in life that are completely unfortunate. Now, I'm not saying that, like, if people died, you know what I'm saying? Like, you lost a father or mother or whatever, like, that it's your fault. No, that's not your fault. That's very unfortunate. Like,
But you
it's all
you still need to
fun.
look within. If
Yeah.
you lose your dad, you still need to look within. Trust me. I mean, I'm just gonna let you know that every time I lose someone, I end up looking within again, because when I experience loss, I'm the type of person that wants to not feel that.
Dang, Libby. Oh, I think you really touched on something there. I didn't want to feel it either when friends of mine committed suicide or had overdoses. You know what I did before I went into treatment? I found everything that I could drink, everything that I could do, or put up my nose or whatever. I did not want to feel a damn thing. And then also, too, I mean, that's not just drugs and alcohol, but that's sex. That's food. That's like I literally just was trying to
Shopping.
get,
It's Amazon. That's a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
I can numb with anything, basically. Even cleaning, or I can take anything to a level where I can use it basically to numb,
right.
because that's the type of person that I am. So, and when you stop using things to numb all the time, every feeling that you've ever numbed, you're going to feel.
Yeah.
So you still have to feel them.
Yeah, you can't escape that.
You really can't. And, I didn't realize that until, I was just having this uncontrollable emotional instability all the time.
Mm.
But my sponsor, like, growing up, I wasn't allowed to really be emotional.
Mm.
Like, and so I was freaking out just a couple weeks ago because I was just like crazy emotional. And I was telling my sponsor, and I said, I just don't understand what's wrong with me. And she said, every feeling that you've ever stuffed, you're going to feel. So that's been my experience anyway. And healing's not easy, but it's worth it. I mean, it's hard work healing. But we're the strong ones because it's the ones that aren't healing, that are numbing, that like it's the real work is feeling it.
Could it be, you think, maybe those that don't want to heal is because they're running away from feeling that pain. They're so scared. They're so
Yes.
scared.
And and maybe they're really smart, or they've already dipped their toe in and they're like, hell no. They got one look at what they're gonna have to take a look at. Self-reflection. Self-reflection's hard, but they just took one little peep at it and they were like, never mind.
Oh man. Wow, yeah.
And doing it every day, Jess, that's where, like, man, that's superhero shit. That's not anti-hero, that's superhero. Freaking out you're the problem is superhero.
Right.
But I mean,
only we could talk to Taylor Swift and tell her that.
well, I was like, when I was listening to it, I was like, I was looking at what she was saying, and I look, perception's fun to me because you can look at things several different ways.
Yeah.
Right? And that's everything's, everyone takes their own idea away from every thought or a song or everything. So I don't know. I like Taylor Swift because she reminds me of a Barbie.
See that?
Mean, I don't really care about her husband, and I don't like football. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's sweet the way they met and dated. That was cute. But I don't got any opinions on Taylor. Hey, she's talking about self-reflection. So
Yeah. I've listened to a few other of her songs. She's actually a great lyricist. She sings about everything. And I've noticed in a lot of her songs, I mean, she's experienced a lot of pain for sure, like most musicians and artists do. But I love the fact that she's a good role model, I think, for her fan base. People that really love her should really listen,
yeah.
not just listen to her music, but listen to what she's trying to say. She's trying to help you be a better person,
I know someone who has a teenage daughter who's, I think she's 15, and she's what they call a Swiftie. And he is an honorary Swiftie because he's her dad, and he wants to relate with her with something that she's into. So they listen to Taylor Swift music and they talk about the lyrics and the songs, and I mean, that's great that he can connect with his teenage daughter.
It's beautiful.
With something like that. I mean, her chances are good, I say.
Right.
As long as her dad's connecting with her on something, for Pete's sake.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's beautiful. And I love that we're talking about this because, I mean, I know that I am a codependent, right? And one part of being a codependent, I want to help people. And even if they've hurt me before, I'm not perfect at all, right? Like I said, before I hit rock bottom, and I still am guilty of it. I do play the victim too. I do still hurt other people and manipulate. I am so not perfect, but it's about progress, not perfection. And I don't know. I think it's super important to have conversations like this because I feel like, especially in 2025, everyone's just so scared all the time about everything, politics, and all that stuff, and the media, and oh God, the list goes on.
There's a lot to be afraid of. I mean, and I mean, to be real, there's just a lot for people to fear, right?
Right. So why fear ourselves? That's the last person we should fear.
I've been watching the Shaolin monk on YouTube. Oh my god, I am like, I think I have a mad crush on him too. But I just really get a lot from what he says, and like first of all, codependents, I believe, are nothing but children that learned that it was best for them if they did everything they could to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
Okay, first. And yeah, if they could control what everybody did, then they could control how happy someone was. So anyway, but I think we're all a little bit codependent because we can't all enable. And like codependency is like it's a whole different kind of addiction, right? I'm not really sure what the addiction is to. I don't know. What
anything
are we
outside of yourself. It's anything outside of yourself to make you feel something. But really, that's what I was told, at least. I mean,
so okay, anything besides self-reliance.
Or
okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay. So somebody told me that if someone that had a substance problem went to the family members ones, that they would never have another like slip. But I never went to one of those, so I don't really know much about that. But I do know that don't we wait, I don't think we all want people to be happy. See, I want people to be happy.
You don't want people to be happy?
I want people to be happy. I want people to be healthy.
Okay.
I want people to be whole. I want people to feel safe. I want people to feel loved. I want people to feel like they matter. So, like, don't we all want to help people?
I want to believe that there are, like, I think genuinely, like, on a natural base of a human being, I don't think we wake up and we're like, I'm gonna fuck someone over today. You know, like, I don't think
like
it's. I think some people have it. It's like subconscious almost. It's kind of like they don't realize they're doing it until they realize that they're doing it, and then they're like, oh man, I feel all this guilt, I feel all this shame, so then now I'm going to bury all that emotion and those feelings, and then I'm going to hide behind things that are outside of myself, and then the whole cycle will repeat. But really, like, I don't know, if I was someone, my life was falling apart, thank goodness it's not anymore, right? If I was someone that was in that kind of situation today, first and foremost, I would probably stop and cry. Like, I need to get myself emotionally regulated, and sometimes a very good cry will help. And then I would try and get help, like, whatever way it is, and just take the necessary steps. And, like, at least for myself, I would surrender that and recognize that if I don't get help, I'm going to keep doing this. It's like a Groundhog Day or whatever, right? Where it's just repeating. And then actually, it could actually go down even further and further. And then that could be my life. And I don't want my life to go away. And I don't want to hurt anyone anymore. Like, that's, if I were to, like, subconsciously hurt someone and then find out later, I would feel really bad. And I mean, that's where I would have to take accountability and self-reflect and then make an amends, which I'm sure I probably owe a lot of those. And a good thing, I'm doing a certain programs working, I'm going to find those things out. But I don't know, Libby, I'm just truly appreciative, because anytime that I've talked to you, I felt I could very much so relate on, like, a lot of different topics, but I feel like you understand the despair and the pain that I went through, even though you didn't even know me back then. But I feel like it's very common. I don't know, but us humans just all want connection, right? All we want is to feel valued and feel seen and feel appreciated and loved. Deep down, some people won't admit it, but I think that's what we all want. But some people feel guilty. They feel shame because they've hurt people. It's okay. It's okay if I've hurt people. I've hurt my mom and dad
I
so
heard
bad.
somebody say recently,
You
I don't
know?
know, I'm not sure who it was, but I heard somebody say recently that anybody who's acting out in any sort of negative way is really just an angry toddler
Ooh, you're right.
who wasn't taught to regulate their emotions. Because
And give you a hug.
when people act like asses, it's because they can't regulate their emotions. I know, because I have been one of them. Like my last job, I just want to should I just go in and like crawling into this store and be like, I'm here to make amends because I was like really awful. But no, I mean seriously, I was one of those people, and it wasn't necessarily something I could control, but thank God I was able to see it like before I lost my job. Like right before. Like enough to be able to make it right before they fired me.
Right.
So it was like, I mean, but you know, it takes what it takes for everybody to get better. And I think that I think that person's right. And anytime someone's acting in an awful way, that's just a, a, a kid that is throwing a fit. And that we all need a little more emotional regulation.
Yeah. Guilty.
I want to learn Tai Chi or at least
Ooh.
I want to start doing some like senior Tai Chi on YouTube or something, because I need, like, according to my monk, according to my Shaolin gentleman.
Your
Oh, sorry,
boyfriend?
no. Huh?
Your
He says,
boyfriend?
yeah, he says that you need to move your body to regulate your mind. And I was like, okay, that kind of does make sense. And like Tai Chi is really cool because it's like it's like a slow dance, but it's
Yeah.
martial art,
And
right? So I don't know. It looks cool to me. I'll probably give up after I try a couple times, but you know what? I am definitely gonna try it. And
hey, that's good. I
like
think that's super important that we try, and honestly, I feel like I was saying earlier, we're going to make mistakes in life, right? We're human. It happens. Sometimes we fuck up really, really bad. At any point in your life, even if you've done something really, 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 really bad, you can still start over. You
yeah,
don't have to stay stuck. But that's really up to you. And I was stubborn, right? I didn't want to be told what to do, but I had to figure it out for myself. And when I was ready, that's when things started changing. So really, that's what it comes down to. But you got any closing thoughts there, Libby? We were coming down to almost 30 minutes.
that went great. A
Right.
closing thoughts would be, like, I've never stopped trying to get better. And, that's one thing I can say, even though I've screwed up a lot in my life, I've consistently tried to get to the point where I'm better about screwing up. Like, even before I got help, I was trying to get help
Yeah.
by myself secretly, But it was such a relief when I just, like, didn't care what people thought, and then went and got the help that I needed, because I was trying to save my life, not everybody else's. And don't let anybody keep you from getting better and getting help, because you're loved and needed, and I want everybody to know that.
You are amazing, Libby. Like seriously, I'm super grateful that you came on here because you have a beautiful heart, and I'm glad that we could have this conversation so that way we could talk about real things that matter and help show other people that it is possible. It's up to you. So anyway, I just want to. All right, cool. And this was another awesome episode of Behind the Wheel. All right. Remember here that life is a highway. Who is navigating through your life? Who is behind the wheel of your life? All right. So tune in next time for another real awesome conversation. We love y'all. Take it easy. Y'all have a good one.